ladies, let me tell you something. Let's speak a little bit woman to woman. So I think if you're a woman, right, one of the greatest things that you need to look out for when choosing a partner is someone that allows you to have a voice. In my opinion, a man silencing you is the highest form of abuse. You understand? If you want, as a woman, to thrive, to be confident, to live your truth, to be free, to experience liberation, stay away from people that silence you. Stay away from men that want to silence you. Oh my God. When someone wants to abuse you, take away your power, the first thing they do is what? Is make sure that you don't have a voice. That's why a lot of men are so uncomfortable at women speaking up. You know the video that I posted, right? Encouraging South African women to think critically, to make informed decisions, especially when they are vulnerable, alone in the foreign countries because we don't have generations of migrants. I feel like out of everything that was said in that video, that was the gist of the message. And making an example of West African men, I feel like it was a perfect example because West African men understand traditional marital customs. They understand and not just understand those customs, but they hold them to a very high standard. So for me, it was so crazy that they wanted to minimize that message when I am encouraging my own girls to not forget the importance of that. Marriage is about community. The other thing that is so crazy about them pushing back on that message is that even though I was initially talking to our girls, saying to them, hey, listen, if you're going to be in the foreign country and fall in love with this West African guy, make sure that you're doing things right, especially as a South African girl who does not have community. But think about it as a guy too. Why would you come and meet a South African girl abroad and marry that girl? To marry the girl, have children with a girl, you don't even know if this is the craziest girl. You don't even know the kind of woman that you are marrying to. You don't have a sense of their background. You don't have a connection with their family. When things are challenging in marriage, how are you going to, guys, work around things? Because marriage is two people, but marriages thrive because of community. So that message was not even just for the girls. I think a wise man would know the importance of doing that even for themselves. You understand what I'm saying? If I was married to a man now and then I'm out there doing the craziest things, if the man calls my uncles, he's never gone to my family, he's never met anybody, he's never paid the lobola, he just like met me here abroad and we had children and blah, 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 blah. You think if that man calls my uncles or anybody be like, yo, I don't know what to do with this crazy girl, my uncles are going to be like, we don't know you. They're going to be like, we don't know you. But in my culture, if my ex were to call any of my family members and be like, yo, this girl is this and that and this, they're going to listen to him because you are our son. You're somebody that respected us. You respected our culture. You did the right thing. So for me, it was crazy to see people push back. They're pushing back to that message or act like they're not hearing the message. No, they are hearing the message. But what they do, they commit to silencing you. So they invalidate the things that you say because they're intimidated by your voice, which brings me to why I'm making today's video. I'm making this video to the ladies again. Ladies, let me tell you something. If you were to ask me what is the biggest red flag in a man in dating for me right now in 2026, it's someone that does not allow me to have a voice. It's someone that is shaken by my voice. That is the biggest red flag. You understand? Ladies, if you want to thrive, be confident, live a full life, live your truth, chase your dreams, be the girl that you aspire to be, never be with a man that silences you. If you feel like a man is shaken by your voice, run. My dear, run. I don't care how hot he is, you think he's attractive. A lot of women do not live a full life. They are not comfortable in their truth. They are not assertive. They are not happy. They are just with a man. You understand? They choose a man than their happiness. Women that have chosen to be with a man than to live a full life. Being with a man does not necessarily mean that you are happy. You are happy when you are with a man that allows you to have a voice. It's important to have a man that can listen to you, a man that respects you when you speak. You don't have to agree with a man. But if a man silences you, ladies, oh, it's too late for you. You're just going to have a profile one day. They say, oh, Nancy was born and lived and whatever and had a man. But we're not going to say Nancy was happy because Nancy was suppressed and silenced. And that, for me, can never be my truth. I don't want that truth, Mina. I want to be a woman who had an opinion, a woman who speaks a woman who stands for other women. Me, my kind of man, sweetie, is the kind of man that if I speak, they're going to come and bring me a glass of water. They're going to be like, oh, you know what? Baby has something to say. Baby has something to say. That's the kind of man that I want to have. You understand? And if I don't find that man, we're going to stay single. That's it. So for me, that is the biggest red flag. And I'm so grateful to God that I've had this revelation about life, because I feel like everything that I am and everything that I aspire to be, I cannot be with an insecure man, because they're going to be uncomfortable every time I evolve, I elevate, you know what I mean? I have something to say, I'm discovering a new truth, I'm standing up for something that makes them uncomfortable, you know what I mean? A people pleaser, they're scared of how people look at them. I can never be with a man like that, intimidated by my voice. I already know that the relationship is not gonna work. It's so crazy, because every time a man is like into me, you know, by the time they're like, oh, you're so beautiful, and I'm like, I already know that. Wait till I tell you the truth, then you're gonna realize that if you're an insecure man, that the beauty won't last. You know, they're like, oh, you're so beautiful. Some of them, they're going to come to you and be like, oh, I love how strong you are, queen. You're well spoken. I'm well spoken, but I will be well spoken to you too. When you do wrong, I will confront it. And that is not disrespect, ladies. You can have an opinion with your partner. You can speak. They can speak their mind. You can be respectful, but never be with anyone that is silencing you as a woman. You will never experience a full life. And as a woman, I feel like in order for you to succeed, to dwell in your feminine energy, you need to have a voice. You need to have a platform to speak your truth. You understand? Especially in an intimate relationship. Imagine opening your legs for someone that you cannot even tell them that, hey, you are wrong. How is it going to rain if you cannot tell them that this is wrong? Ever since I got that revelation and that truth, you know, about the power of my voice and started using my voice, I watched a lot of men like drop like flies out of my life, whether it's like some uncomfortable family members, friends that are intimidated by the fact that I'm not scared of speaking. Some men that, you know, liked me romantically. Hey, when they start seeing that I'm not scared of speaking, then they start running away. I was so happy. Be comfortable losing people who are uncomfortable when you speak. Ladies, be very comfortable. I don't care if that man is hot, he's your type, whatever. Once you feel like when you speak, he becomes intimidated, he does not respect what you have to say, be comfortable losing him. Let him go. A man must give Barack Obama energy. A man who is comfortable with a woman that can speak. Michelle Obama is not a rude woman. No, she's not rude. She speaks her truth. The man is not shaken, and there's so many men out there who are like that. So the sooner you assert yourself, you stand strong in your opinions and be the woman that you really are, not the one that you're pretending to be so that you can have a man or keep a man. The sooner you live your truth and be the woman that you truly are, the sooner you lose wrong men, and the better for you, the sooner you attract real men. It is not about quantity, it is about quality. You need men who are not scared of your truth. So be prepared to lose a lot of men. I've lost men. I've lost men. I've lost men. But you know, I don't care, because the men that are in my life, you know, are men that are very strong, are men that are very respectful. They respect women. When I speak, they don't get shaken. As a matter of fact, the men that are in my life, they support my voice. They help edit my videos. The men that are in my life. So those are men that you want to keep. Men who are uncomfortable when you speak the truth are usually abusers, because now they know that the truth is going to work against the system that works for them. You are beginning to expose too much. They don't like that. The sooner I became the person that I was, the better for me. People that I don't need, they started leaving. The people that stay, you know, is quality people. It's few, but please, quality is always better. You don't need to reduce yourself to keep a lot of losers in life as a woman.